Horace, baby. My goodness. It is so good to see you. I'm still not used to it. You're looking good, boy. I wasn't home when your letters came. That's why it's taken me so long to get here. I was in Galveston. I went there on my honeymoon. I'm married again. I married soon after I went to Houston. Oh, Horace, don't look so hurt. There was nothing else to do. I couldn't find work. Your Aunt Callie couldn't. Board and room is so high there. And we had so little money. And it seems half the country people in Texas had come to Houston looking for work. Anyway, I talked it over with Mr. Stewart, my new husband, after I got your letter, and he says there wasn't but one thing to do but to let you work on here. He says work is good for a boy. His father died when he was 8, and he went to work soon after and had to support his mama and brothers and sisters, and he doesn't believe in education. He says to learn a trade is the thing. He says you're to work on here until you're 14 or 15, and then he'll get you to apprentice in a machine shop or on the railroad in Houston. And of course, we want you to come visit for Christmas. And as soon as we get a house, Mr. Stewart is real handy with tools, and he's going to build us a house in his spare time. Then you can come and visit us for a week or two in the summertime. I think you'll like him. He is a nice man. He isn't educated like your father, but he's a good man. He's strict. Stricter than I am or your papa was. But he's not mean. He has no bad habits, and he makes a steady living. Beth Ruth likes him, I know. She said he seemed gruff at first, but I explained to her, I think it's because he's had to work so all his life. Callie thinks so too. Oh, boy. You seem so young. So small. I'd forgotten how young and small you were. They said lovely things about your father at the funeral. They spoke of his brilliance and his education. Your papa left his law books for you. Mr. Stewart only went to the 3rd grade, but he's a good man. Beth Ruth started back to school. She was scared to death of going, but she says she's not too far behind. Of course, they're much stricter in a city school. Mr. Stewart is just crazy about your sister. He says he's always wanted to have a little girl. He says after he built us our house, he hopes to buy a piano and let her take music lessons. Oh, and he wants to have a garden at our new house and raise chickens. I told him you were crazy about chickens too. I ought to get on back to the station. I have to catch the 7 o'clock train back tonight. Mr. Stewart insists on meeting me, and he has to get up at 4 o'clock every morning to get to work on time. I've explained it all to Horace, and he's acted very sensibly about the whole thing. He will stay on here with you, Mr. Ritter, and I know he'll mind you and be a good boy. And I'll write to you, darling.